Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego. And today we will continue to talk about Till There Was You. That's right, Till There Was You from 1997. That was a long friggin' time ago. Okay, it's a chick flick, it's a rom com. Okay, and I wanted to review it because I actually wanted to give you all an example for a change of a rom com that I actually enjoyed. I actually enjoyed it. I saw it when I was very young in the military on base at the Marine Corps for free. I wouldn't have paid to go see a movie like this, but I was broke. I was young. I had no car. So on the weekends when I was in garrison, I would go walk around the base, and I went to the free movie theater, and I watched a lot of fucking movies for free. Okay, hey, what else can you do, right? So that's what I did. I saw this movie, and it left an impression on me. Okay, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was very charming, very witty, very romantic. All the things that a friggin' horny 21-year-old guy would think. Okay, who was broke and had no fucking car. Okay, hence he couldn't get laid. Hence I was fucking lonely. Okay, so I saw this movie and I thought it was probably the best fucking movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. All right, that's what I thought. Okay, and because of my immaturity, you could say, I actually bought this movie and I started showing it to people. Yeah, I started showing it to people, the girls that I dated. Hey, and none of them had ever heard of it. Go figure. Like you would think that like girls, oh yeah, I've seen that movie. I love it. No, no one ever heard of it. None of the girls I dated ever fucking heard of this movie. I think I probably showed this movie to maybe 5 or 6 girls for their very first time in their life. None of them saw it when it first came out. I was the only one. In fact, I think I'm the only one that even knew about this fucking movie. No one's even watching these videos, man. Nobody knows about this fucking movie, man. But hey, it left an impression on me, okay, and I loved it a lot. Now that I'm older, okay, I'm reviewing this movie for you because, like I said, instead of destroying your chick flicks, which is what I do here, I destroyed every episode of fucking Sex and the City and the movies and the new fucking piece of shit and Just Like Crap. I already destroyed all that shit, and I'm going to destroy the new season when it comes out this summer. I've destroyed several of your chick flicks already. Your Pretty Woman, Thelma and Louise. The Notebook, what a shit show that was. Okay, what else was on there? Where the fuck I destroyed on here? Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yeah, bullshit at Tiffany's, more like it. Yeah, I destroyed all that shit already. Okay, and now I decided I was gonna take a break and actually review a movie, a chick flick. You're one of your movies that I thought was great. Okay, and that's this one, Until There Was You from 1997. And now that I watch it again, it's a piece of shit. It's not a good movie at all. It fails on so many fucking levels. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not the worst rom com I've ever seen. But it definitely has its failures. I still love the movie because of my sentimentality. I still have emotions attached to this movie where I was in my life at that time, and how much this movie meant to me at that time. I thought it was beautiful how you got to see a love story from two different points of views instead of just one, which is usually how you get it. Okay? Usually it's just from the girl's point of view. Okay, or some bullshit fucking nerdy guy who's got to win over some fucking hot girl. You get the fuck out of here with that bull. That shit don't fucking work in real life. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, so it's about these two people, and you see the parallels of their lives, okay, and they don't meet each other till the end. But by the time you made it to the end, you're supposed to feel like, oh well, finally, because everything we know about each one of these characters, they should have met a long time ago. They should have fallen in love a long time ago. All their frustrations in their relationships. Well, actually, the only one with frustrations in their relationship is fucking Gwen. Okay, not Nick. But anyway, all the troubles they went through in their relationships, okay, was because they hadn't met each other yet. So once they meet each other, then you realize, oh, so that's why it was all worth it in the end, right? Right? Get the fuck out of here. It's not okay. But anyway, that's what it came down to. There's a lot of failings in this movie. The acting is kind of shit. Some of the times, not all the times. I think Dylan McDermott does a pretty good job, although his character wasn't written particularly believable. Okay, somewhat, but a lot of the circumstances that happen to him just would never happen in real life. I mean, if you're working for a major architecture firm, he's an architect, and you're fucking designing restaurants on the side without your firm knowing about it, I mean, you're gonna get fired, you're gonna get sued, all sorts of shit, man. But that didn't happen to him. He just fucking, like, nothing happened to him. He wasn't reprimanded at all. He faced no consequences for his actions. But anyway, it's just stupid shit like that. You got this girl, Jean Triplehorn's character, Gwen, who's a very beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman. But we're supposed to believe that she's a fucking klutz. She's clumsy and always bumping into things and dropping things and tripping over things and knocking over people by accident and getting her fucking stilettos stuck on a hole in the ground and just this stupid shit like this would never happen in real life. Not like that. You can't sell me on that with her. Okay, she's too pretty for that shit. She's too pretty to be complaining about not being able to find a guy. She can easily find a guy. A girl like her can easily find a guy. Now, is it the kind of guy she wants to get with? Well, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. But she can easily find a guy, okay? Anyway, so just stupid shit like that. Some of the way these characters act, the two love interests that don't mean anything, eventually don't mean anything. Sarah Jessica Parker, this is 1 year away from being Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. She was not there yet at this time. She plays Francesca Lenfield, who's a former child actor, basically a modern day Lindsay Lohan. She wasted all of her youth after her TV show got canceled. She spent all of her money on crystal meth. And she's basically a basket case. Okay, she's a big fucking recovering drug addict. Former child star. She used to be somebody. Everyone thinks that she's dead. No one knows that she's still alive. That's a running joke in this movie. Okay, and of course, because she was on a hit show when she was a kid, Nick watched that show. He was in love with her back then. Like me, I was in love with fucking Eve Plum when I was a little kid, watching the old Brady Bunch episodes. She played Jan Brady. I had the biggest hots for Jan Brady when I was a little kid. Well, Nick, also the main character, Nick, he had the biggest hots for Francesca Linfield's character named Taffy. Okay, Taffy on the show called One Big Happy Family, which is a fucking spoof of fucking the Brady Bunch / fucking Partridge Family. Okay, they form a band, the dogs in the band, all the kind of shit, blended families, that kind of bullshit. Okay, well, he fell in love with Taffy, and then as a grown up, he gets to date Taffy in real life. Okay, Francesca Linfield, but she's a basket base, but she brags about how she manipulates men and shit, and she also complains about how her boyfriend Nick is emotionally unavailable. Okay, get the fuck out of here with that bull. That contradiction. She already says she loves to manipulate men and bend them to her will, and then she talks about how she seduces a lot of guys. They all fall in love with her. Once they fall in love with her, she fucking gets rid of them and goes on to the next guy. Okay, well, what the fuck do you want? Okay, if he was emotionally available, you would have fucking dumped his ass. He's not emotionally available. Okay, hence you're in love with him. And you're frustrated that he doesn't return the same affections to you. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. What the fuck do you want? Okay, this is bullshit writing here, okay? This is stupid. Okay, I didn't even believe it back then. Okay, you shouldn't fucking believe it now, and that's fucking 26 years ago. All right, and then you got Nick. Nick is, he's very emotionally, he is emotionally detached, It's because he's in charge of his emotions. He doesn't let his emotions run wild. He doesn't get all fucking crazy. He doesn't fucking cry in front of a fucking girl on a first fucking date about an ex-girlfriend. He doesn't do shit like that, like some of the guys in this movie do, okay? He's actually a very believable guy. Yes, he's selfish. He's an asshole. He lies to women. He uses them. He fucks around, But God damn it, dude. I mean, what responsibilities does he have? He has a responsibility to himself, and that's it. He's got no fucking wife. He's got no fucking kids. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He has no dependents. If a guy wants to fuck around, let him fucking fuck around. What the fuck, I don't agree with him lying to the girls and shit, but, to each his own, What the fuck? Like girls don't lie to their boyfriends too? Come on. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Yes, this guy's a selfish asshole, but he's also right where he wants to be, okay? He's right where he wants to be, okay? So anyway, he's the guy that goes after what he wants, okay? He wanted to bang fucking Taffy when he was a little boy, and now he's banging her for real. Good for him. Good for him. What the fuck are we complaining about? Because he has a hard time forming attachments to people. Well, he'll do that when he wants to, okay? When he wants to, okay? But anyway. The point is, both of them are assholes, okay? Gwen, the love interest, she's also an asshole, okay? She falls in love with her apartment complex. Anyway, they're going to tear it down. Nick's company is going to tear it down, and Nick's going to design the new building that's going to go in this place, blah, blah, blah. She decides to file the building called La Fortuna for historical status, okay, so that it won't get torn down. She succeeds in this, but they're going to tear it down anyway. Okay, so she succeeded, but she also didn't succeed, okay? Just because it has historical status now does not mean that they're not going to demolish it, all right? So she feels like a failure, okay? Well, she talks to her new boyfriend, John, who's a boy she met a long time ago when she was a little girl in elementary school, okay? And now he's a city councilman. He actually wants to destroy La Fortuna. He wants to destroy her apartment complex. That's what he's voting for. Anyway, he breaks the bad news to her, okay? He tells her while they're in bed together at his apartment that the council voted down the preservation of La Fortuna, her apartment complex. So that means everyone's getting evicted. Everyone's going to have to fucking leave. Okay, and she just moved in. She's been writing all these letters to the LA Times, these anonymous letters talking about the importance of La Fortuna and how it needs to be preserved and not get torn down, that kind of shit. Well, he tells her, while they're in bed together, he tells her, hey, listen, the council voted today, and they voted down La Fortuna. So, I'm sorry. And she's thinking like, you mean you were outvoted? He's like, no, No, Gwen, it was unanimous, which means that he also voted to tear down La Fortuna. Now, Gwen gets all fucking pissed off. She gets all upset now. She starts talking out loud about how this is the moment when her heart breaks and shit. She's looking for her shoes and shit because she's in his apartment. Just this selfish bullshit. Now, I know, like, if you're a woman, the whole point of this scene is to make you feel sorry for her. Like, I relate. I know exactly how she feels. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know shit. Okay, you don't know shit. I know how she feels too, okay? She's a bullshit artist who just got fucking called out. What do I mean by that, okay? Let's face it, and she's done this before. In the beginning of the movie, she was fucking her college professor, okay? She wouldn't write any poetry. Her college professor told her, hey, you need to turn something in, okay? And I guess she thought that because she was fucking him, that like he would just give her a good grade. And she like skate through her fucking skate through her classes, her grad school classes, right? Well, no, he didn't do that. And she caught him in bed with a dude. Well, not in bed, but she caught him kissing a dude. Yeah, a male student. She wasn't the only student he was fucking. Anyway, so she got all upset about that, but that inspired her to write this fucking poem about how love's a flirt, has places to go and people to hurt, and all that kind of bullshit, that she recited from verbatim from memory because she actually lost the paper she wrote down the poem on, but Nick found it and he read it out loud. He loved it. Anyway, so she was dating her professor, Jeffrey. Okay, Gregory. Okay, and now she's dating the councilman because she thinks that by fucking him, he's going to vote her way and is going to vote down the demolition of La Fortuna. Well, he did not do that. Okay, he even told her in their first date that he's an asshole. He's just like, my career comes first. I come first. I guess a lot of women don't like to hear that, but fuck them. Like he did it just like that. All right. And now she's shocked and disgusted and her heart dropped, okay? And she's all upset and sad and crying about how how could you betray me like that? Get the fuck out of here. You already knew he was an asshole. You knew he was an asshole on your first fucking date with him. He told you he puts himself first. What he wants is what he's going to get. Okay, not what you want. He doesn't give two fucking shits about you. He insulted the old lady Harriet that lives there with you, that you love, the eccentric old lady, former actress from the silent era from the 1930s. Okay, he insulted her. Okay, he insulted the residents in your fucking apartment complex. He looks down on them. Okay, and you think that you're shocked that he voted against you? What the fuck? He's a corrupt politician. Okay. There's money changing hands here, okay? There's deals that he made. There's promises that he made, okay, to business people. This fucking apartment complex is going to go down, okay? But she doesn't understand. She just sees that as a betrayal. No, it's because the fucking things didn't go your way. You thought by fucking him that you would save the apartment complex, okay? You're an asshole too, Gwen. How am I supposed to feel sorry for you? But anyway, so she's crying about that, and the movie's trying to make you think that, oh my God, this asshole fucked her over. Just like her professor did. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, all right? Yeah, so she's like fucking, I trusted you! I believed in you! I thought you and I were, some things can't be forgiven. Like you using him? Yeah, that can't be forgiven. Some people can't be forgiven. People like you. I'm gonna hate you for the rest of my fucking life. And John's trying to explain to her, listen, Gwen, it wasn't a vote against you. Okay? I have commitments. I have promises to keep. I have deals that I already made before all this shit. But she can't see that, Now, in this point here, while she's trying to reprimand him, even though if you really, after what I just said, I mean, she's the one that fucked up here, not him. Not him. He never hid who he was. He never tried to fucking pretend he was something he wasn't. He told her right from the start, I'm an asshole. Now, if he'd done it the other way around, if he'd come across as sweet and charming, and caring, and lovable, if he'd come across that way and then all of a sudden he drops this bomb, then I would have been shocked. That actually would have been a better movie. Like, oh my God, you're a fucking dickhead the whole fucking time. And I didn't see it coming, but he telegraphed it. He told us that from the very beginning. Even when we saw him as a little kid and he was chasing Nick down the hallway in the elementary school, he was a bully. He was a hall monitor. He was a fucking bully already. He was already a jerk. Okay, this is not a shock. Gwen is shocked over nothing. We already knew this. She already knew this. Anyway, now John says something here which I remember very well. It's one of the things I remember about this movie very well. He talks to her and he says something that's very important. And ladies, okay, fucking pay attention, okay? Okay, pay attention to this next part right here. All right? John says, what, you're going to crucify me because I told you the truth? About how I voted? About who I am? You said you believed in me. You don't even know me. Mic drop right there. That line I remember so fucking well. Why do I remember so well? Because I've used it myself in my own personal relationships. Like I said, I didn't get called out because none of the girls I dated ever fucking saw this movie unless I showed it to them. And if they did, they forgot about it or they didn't watch the whole thing, okay? They sure as fuck didn't watch as many times as I have, all right? But that was a perfect mic drop. You know, so you said you believed in me. You said you trusted me. You said, you know, that you and I were supposed to be. You don't even fucking know me, which is true. Which is true. Gwen doesn't know him. Okay? He tried to tell her who he was. He was honest. Now, would I have done it his way? Fuck no, I would not have. Okay, I would have, you know, if I was going to be an asshole, if I was an asshole like him, okay, and just put myself first, only thought about myself, my career comes first before anything else, you know, if I had done that, okay, I wouldn't have told her that on her first date. Okay, she would have figured that out about me. Okay, she would have, you know, called me or tried to make plans with me or try to, and I would fucking blow her off. Okay, or I'd be very selfish as far as like, we're gonna do what I want to do. I don't give a shit what you want to do. That kind of stuff. Okay, all that stuff would have been revealed over time. It's a case of show and tell. Okay, in this movie, you're telling me everything, you're showing me nothing. Okay, but I understand why he did that. Why he told her right from the front that I'm a fucking asshole, so that we could set up this scene right here. Okay, he didn't, you know, they don't have enough time to really show this guy being an asshole, so they just got to fucking do it really quick and then move on. Okay, there's not enough time for her to figure that out on her own. I guess there's not enough runtime in this movie. Okay, but what he told her was actually true. He's like, listen, I told you who I was. I told you I was an asshole from the very beginning. You know, and you're over here in love with me. You're over here fucking expecting all these things from me. You're expecting me to fucking feel about you the way you feel about me. So you don't even fucking know me, which is true. She doesn't know him. What does she know about him? He's good looking. He's successful. And now she knows he's a jerk. She didn't pay attention to anything that he fucking said. Who's the real asshole here? John or Gwen? Exactly. You know? She over here just willingly gave her heart to this guy, and she didn't even fucking know him. You know? And it's true. It's true. That's why I've always been leery. Like for me, I learned a lot from this movie, okay? Whenever I go on dates with girls or something, whenever I've been dating a girl, and she's like fucking, like in week 1, she's already fucking in love with me or some shit. Like, what the fuck? You don't even fucking know me. This is bullshit. This isn't gonna last, okay? You and I are not gonna fucking last. Okay, no one falls in love this fast, okay? Even I don't fall in love this fast. I fall in lust this fast. Hell, I fall in lust faster than that. Okay, but, you know, in love, after 1 week? Are you fucking out of your mind? You know, I don't even know this girl. You know, and she sure as fuck doesn't know me, not only after a week. Come on. That's fucking immature. That's stupid. And these people are and Gwen's middle age. She should know better. Yeah, that's a good line. You don't even fucking know me. You know? You said you believed me, but you don't even fucking know me. Which is true. Good line. Anyway, so Gwen returns home after this scene. Obviously, that was the breakup scene. So she comes home back to La Fortuna because she was at his place, okay? And she finds Harriet's cat out there. I forgot the cat's name because I don't give a shit, okay? And she goes to check in on Harriet because the door is open, okay? Harriet, the old lady that I just mentioned, the octogenarian that always plays that record that she played the first time fucking Irving, her boyfriend from like 1932, kissed her, and she still talks about him, and she still talks about how she's in love with him because in the past 65 fucking years, she never once fell in love or met another guy. You know, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's not Hollywood, okay? But anyway, she goes in there to check on her, and of course, she finds her dead. Harriet's dead. She's just slumped over this rocking chair. Okay, she's dead. And you can tell the look on her face, you know, that Gwen is heartbroken over this. So that's a double whammy for her on the same night. You know, it's a triple whammy, actually. First of all, her efforts to preserve La Fortuna were demolished. Okay, all that work for nothing. All those articles she wrote to the L.A. Times were for nothing. Her boyfriend is a fucking asshole. Big fucking surprise. Nobody saw that coming. Okay, so that she's got to deal with that. And now Harriet, the closest neighbor that she has, this old lady, eccentric old lady, is now she's dead too. Okay, so yeah, it's bad. It's bad. All right. So yeah, so that's what's going on here, and she's fucking upset, really upset. Okay, now the next day at work, okay, now we focus on Nick now. Okay, Dylan McDermott's character, Nick. Okay, at work he finds out that Harriet died. Okay, he finds out that she died. Now Nick also knew Harriet. He went over there to try to find the woman that was writing those articles about La Fortuna to the L.A. Times, looking for Gwen, but he didn't know who it was because she wrote those letters anonymously. He just assumed it was a girl. And every time he went there, he would run into Harriet. And he spoke to Harriet. He liked Harriet. She was a nice, sweet old lady. Okay, but he never got a chance to actually meet the woman that fucking wrote those letters. Okay. And he finds out that she died. And it's sad. That's the only tenant from La Fortuna that Nick ever bothered to talk to. That old lady was the only one that he opened up to. Okay, he even told her some personal stuff. He told her, hey, my mother called, you think I'm a sweet boy, but my mother called me and said my dad's in the hospital, and she wanted me to come visit him. And I said, no. I said, oh, I can't be bothered. No. So I'm not a sweet boy. I'm not a sweet boy. That thing, that kind of thing, all right? He finds out she's dead, and he broods. He broods. He does that a lot in this movie. He broods all the fucking time. He's brooding in front of his model. He's brooding in the middle of the night. He's brooding when he's a little kid. He's brooding when he's watching TV. He's brooding all the fucking time. I swear to God, the guy's like fucking Batman. He's just brooding all the time. Listening to fucking, yes, I'm the Great Pretender from the 1950s. He's always fucking brooding. All right, so so he broods some more. Okay. He broods some more at work. He's just sitting there brooding, and then he just gets up out of the blue and decides to go to the hospital to visit his dad. Like, what the fuck, dude? I understand that he's ashamed of his family. He's ashamed of his alcoholic father. He's ashamed of his mother for working a menial job as a waitress to make ends meet because his dad can't work because he's an out-of-work fucking musician because he drank away his fucking career. Okay, and now he's in the hospital again. He even changed his name. Nick changed his name. He's not Nicholas DeCountess anymore. He goes by Nick Dawkins now. Because he's ashamed of his family. Okay, and he tells women that his parents died, that they were rich, that his mom put him in boarding school, his dad died in a fucking Learjet that he was piloting. All this kind of bullshit that he says that. He lies to women about where he's from, who he is, what his real name is, about his parents, his family life. The only person he told the truth to was Francesca, okay, Sarah Jessica Parker's character. He told her, he revealed to her that his dad was just a drunk and that he has no contact with his parents anymore, okay? And she revealed that her mom's a drunk too, okay? So yeah. Okay, but now, just out of the blue, he decides to go visit his dad in the hospital. So he goes there, and there's his dad, same actor that played his dad earlier in the movie when he was a little boy, but he's got gray hair now, and he's laying in a hospital bed. He's got a ventilator on there, and his mom is sitting there all depressed and sad. I can't believe that she didn't leave him. Maybe, I guess they're from a different generation where spouses actually stay together. They didn't just divorce like that, like they do today, or like they did in the 90s. So she's just sitting there, watching him. Okay, and he goes there. His mom is there, and he gives her a big hug. His mom is played by Karen Allen. You remember her? She was Marion Ravenwood from fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark from Indiana Jones. Yeah, she plays. That's what I recognized her from. Okay, so she's there. Okay. And while they're sitting there looking at his dad, okay, she pulls out this, I guess she brings photo albums with her to the hospital every time she visits her husband. What the fuck? Anyway, so they're going through some old photo albums in the fucking hospital, okay, and she points out a picture of his dad's uncle, Faustus. Yeah, we've heard that name before. This is your dad's uncle, Faustus, And now we already know his real last name is DeCountess. Faustus DeCountess. Where have we heard that name before? Okay, we heard that name in the beginning of the movie. Okay, when Gwen's mom, Dee Dee, was telling her daughter when she was a little girl, telling her the story about the family piano. The piano that Dee Dee was making her learn how to play in the living room. Okay, the family piano was built by a guy named Faustus DeCountess, a Lithuanian guy, back in the 1940s. Okay, or the late 1930s. Okay, and he fell in love with Dee Dee's mother. Okay, named Elena. Okay, who was Jewish, and Faustus was not Jewish. Okay, therefore they could not get married. Well, then all of a sudden Hitler decided to invade Lithuania. So Faustus built this piano for Elena, and then he paid off a government official to smuggle the piano and Elena to New York, to America. Okay? And he promised her that he would meet her in New York, and he never did. He never showed up again. So Elena kept the piano, but she refused to play it from now on. And she just handed it down to her daughter, Dee Dee, who handed it down to Gwen. So that piano is now in Gwen's living room at La Fortuna. Okay? Okay, but yes, that piano was built by Nick's uncle, his great uncle. Okay, Uncle Faustus Tocantis. Well, Nick's mom points that out to him. Hey, that's your dad's Uncle Faustus. And then she looks, and Nick goes like, you look a lot like him. You look just like him, which is weird. Yeah, you see how the parallels happen throughout this entire movie. Everybody, both couples, okay, Gwen and Nick know the same people. They have the same family members that knew each other. Their relatives even knew each other. Okay, they've been to the same locations. They went to the same fucking schools. Schools with a plural. They went to the same elementary school and they went to the same university. Okay, but they didn't know each other. They didn't meet each other. They go to the same restaurant. Gwen knows Nick's girlfriend, Francesca, because she was hired to write her autobiography. She got fired from that job, but she was hired to write Francesca's autobiography, so she knows Nick's girlfriend. Okay, Nick knows John, Gwen's ex-boyfriend now, because they went to school together, and he used to bully him in school. So it's like everything connects. And they're both friends with Harriet, who just died. Okay, so, it all connects. It all connects. All right, so that's going on here. And... yeah, so Nick tells his mom to go home and he's going to stay with Dad. So he decides to just sit there and look at his dad sleep in the fucking hospital, all right? The next scene, Nick gets home back to his loft, which he shares with his girlfriend, Francesca. Now, he never asked her to move in. He never told her, hey, why don't you move in with me? Let's live together. She just fucking did it on her own. You know why? Because that's what fucking girls do. Okay, yes, this happened to me several times too, okay? He said, you can bring some of your stuff here. And he was thinking like, your toothbrush and shit, No, she brought her fucking table, her furniture, her clothes. She brought everything in there, in that loft, okay? Yeah. So he gets home and Francesca's upset. And of course she's smoking because everyone in this fucking movie smokes. And they smoke like crazy too, man. Fucking, this movie should be called Lung Cancer, the movie. All right? And she's smoking and she's mad because she called his office, his architecture firm, and they didn't know where he was. They said he left work early. And now it's nighttime and he just got home. So she's wondering, where the fuck were you? How come you didn't tell me how come you didn't come home? How come, you feel that you're not accountable to me? What the fuck, man? Oh my God. Okay? And she didn't know, I didn't know where you were. Being a bitch, being a fucking bitch. Well, I guess he's being an asshole. He should have told her, hey, listen, I'm going to go see my dad at the hospital. Okay, I'll talk to you about it when I get home. He should have done that, but he didn't because he's a selfish prick. All right, Francesca's like, I don't get it. I gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. What was that, Francesca? Your pussy? Okay, because apparently you've given that to a lot of people. Okay, hell, you gave that to Bob, beta male Bob in this movie. Okay, you gave him your pussy too. Okay, that's no fucking big deal. That's not an exclusive club, Francesca. But she thinks highly of herself. Unfortunately, that's the problem with especially even today in society and definitely in Hollywood. This is the narrative they keep pushing. They keep pushing that women, have this, they need to think highly of themselves, and men think too low of themselves. That's the narrative that's getting pushed. Okay, unfortunately, that ain't fucking real life. So she considers her pussy golden. Okay, but who? I mean, she's probably forgotten most of the guys that she fucked when she was on a fucking crystal meth high. Okay, so that's not an exclusive club there, fucking Francesca. That's not exclusive club. All right, in fact, it's kind of a downgrade. I'm pretty sure, Nick has probably had girlfriends that didn't fucking get filled out as many times as you have. All right, but anyway, she's like, I gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. I gave you myself. Something I swore I would never do. What did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, Francesca. You were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong for him. You're wrong for most guys. I'm sorry, you are. Okay. No one wants to date a woman with fucking more bodies than Hitler. Are you crazy? Okay. And she's out of rehab, and she doesn't know how to connect with people. She grew up a spoiled fucking brat. A celebrity where everyone was kissing her ass since she was a little girl, and now she's an adult and nobody does that anymore, and she feels entitled. She feels entitled to everyone kissing her ass. Okay, she has no problem manipulating people. She has no problem bragging about herself. She has no problem doing any of these things. What the fuck is there to fucking to want? Okay, you know why guys guys like Nick just treat you like a piece of ass? Because that's what you are, a piece of ass. There's nothing else good about you. What, your minor celebrity status? Big fucking deal. Okay. Yeah, I would do it. I'll do a shot in you. Okay, because you're Taffy from One Big Happy Family, but that's it. You're not wife material. You're not even fucking girlfriend material. You're just a selfish fucking bitch who's getting old. Sorry, but it's true. You're just a selfish bitch who's getting old. You're pretty for now, but you ain't getting better looking every day, babe. You're not. Sorry. Time to face reality. But anyway, she thinks she's a queen. All right. So Francesca goes, Nick tells her the truth finally. He says, listen, I watched you. When I was a kid, I watched that TV show. And I was in love with you. I loved you. I loved Taffy. That's the character she played on her sitcom. And I was afraid to tell you. I lied to you about that. But at least I'm honest now. Now, this is a fucking stupid thing to fucking say. Yeah, he lied to her, okay? One of the reasons that she went out with him, okay, was because he told her that he grew up without a TV set, so he had no idea who she fucking was. He had never seen the show One Big Happy Family. He had no idea that she played Taffy on that show. Okay, so she thought that was endearing because I guess she thought that meant that he liked her for her and not because of her pseudo-celebrity status. Okay, but now he just revealed the truth. That's all bullshit. Okay, the truth is he dated her because she was Taffy, okay? He watched that show. Like I said earlier, he was in love with her. Okay, just like I was in love with Eve Plum growing up, watching Jan Brady from the Brady Bunch. I was in love with her, and now he tells her the truth. He's like, hey, listen, yeah, I lied to you. Okay, I did watch you growing up. That was my favorite show, and I was in love with you back then, and I lied to you about it. I was afraid to tell you the truth. Which is, yeah, I know he's being honest right now, but that's, if you're going to tell her the truth about that, you need to be prepared that she's going to fucking leave you. Okay? If you're going to lie to a girl like that, when you finally tell the truth, dude, it's over. The whole relationship is built on a lie. Okay? It's built on a lie. Why would you want to save it? So Francesca immediately decides you lied about that. And then she fucking goes into the bedroom and starts packing her shit. The shit that he told her that he never gave her permission to move into his place. Okay? All that shit, she starts packing it. Now, Nick tries to stop her. He does. Fran says, she's like, you're never going to have a piano. Okay, and what she means by that is that when she was moving her shit into his apartment, okay, she moved in a table, and he's like, no, don't put that table here. This is for my piano. And she's like, what piano? He said, I'm going to buy a piano someday, and I'm going to put it right here. And she's like, no, you're not. You're not going to buy a piano, okay? Because, I would buy you a piano tomorrow, but it wouldn't make you happy. It wouldn't make you happy because you're excited by the idea of a piano, not an actual piano. Okay, so that's what she brings that up again. Okay, now we know where the piano is coming from. That's the story I just told you about Gwen's family, about Nick's great uncle that built that piano that Gwen owns now. That's where this is really going. Okay, but she tells me because you're never gonna have a piano, which means that you're never gonna be happy. You're never gonna have a girlfriend. You're never gonna have a serious relationship. Okay, because you're in love with the idea of a wonderful relationship. You're not actually in love with being in a relationship, which is kind of true. Let's face it. He just wants to get laid. He just wants to fuck women, okay, that he's attracted to, which, hey, you know what? I can't fault him for that. I really can't. But at some point, you're going to hit that place in your life where you have to decide, is this the lifestyle you want to keep going on, or do you want to settle down? Not all of us are lucky enough to be a fucking Leo DiCaprio or a Hugh Hefner. Okay, not all of us are that lucky. Okay, and a lot of us, ladies, it's true, but most of us guys out there, we want to settle down. We want to get married. We want to have kids. We want to raise a family. We want to be a dad. We want to do these things. Most of us do. We really do. Okay, it's just despite our best efforts, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for most of us, for a lot of us at least. Okay, so maybe he's afraid of that. Maybe he's afraid that he's going to end up in a marriage like his mom and dad are. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that kind of a marriage. Even though they're still together, he doesn't want to live like that. He wants to be better than that. He doesn't want to connect. He doesn't want to give of himself. Because if you give of yourself, you risk losing it. It's true, and that's what faces everybody. You can't go out there dating and trying to find love without risking getting your feelings all stepped on. Okay, and guys, I'm talking to you. Okay, I'm talking to you. All right, it's just gonna fucking happen. Okay, you got to play the cards that you're dealt. You got to play the cards that you're dealt. A lot of women keep talking about how, like, I'm not going to settle down unless this guy is this, this, this. Yeah, well, guys, you need to be the same fucking way. Just because she's a piece of ass and she wants to fuck you does not mean she's the right one for you. Okay, that doesn't mean that. Okay, you need to have standards as well. We should both have standards. Okay, find someone who meets most of your qualifications. And settle down with that person. What the fuck? You're not getting any younger. None of us are getting younger. Okay. But Nick is just like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to fucking settle down with Taffy. Now that I told her the truth, I feel better about myself. Now that I'm not lying and pretending to be someone I'm not. I'm not Nick Dawkins. My real name is Nicholas DeContis. Okay, and I'm gonna tell fucking Francesca the truth. Okay, I watched your show. I lied to you about that. I was in love with you when I was a kid. I watched every episode of your fucking show and I was in love with you. And he tells her that. Okay, and she's like, you're never gonna piano. You're self-destructive and toxic, and I don't want to be around you anymore. So she starts packing up her shit. Nick's like, Isn't this the part where you always leave? When it starts getting hard? And you figure it's going to be something easier, better, or newer? I know. I've done it. That's all I've ever done. Neither one of us knows how to do this. So what? Why can't we just start from here? She's like, I can't. Well, why not? And she's like, because it's going to end. Everything does. Eventually. Show gets canceled. Everyone goes their separate ways. Even if they're your family. And then we go through fucking 2 hours of with her hair fucking falling over it. He's just like, yeah, we go through about 2 hours of that. And then they go back to talking. Nick's like, I don't want you to go. Someday you'll thank me. Honest. Everybody knows that. Right, Stinky? And that was her catchphrase on the show. She always said, right, Stinky. And then she leaves and we don't fucking see her again. Ever again in this movie. Okay? So that's the breakup right there. Okay? Nick decides that now that he's being honest, this woman he's been bullshitting the whole time, he's gonna try to save that relationship. No, buddy. No. Okay, you've done enough damage. All right, listen. You need to be honest from the start, guys out there. Okay, you need to be honest from the start because any lies that you make up, they're going to find out. Eventually, if you stay with them long enough, they're going to find out. God forbid you fall in love with them and then, you're going to keep the secret from them. No, you're going to have to tell them the truth from the very beginning. Tell them the truth. Okay, because if you don't, that's a breakup right there. Just wait and have. You're just forestalling it. You're just forestalling it. And ladies, I'm telling this to you too. Okay? If you're the kind of girl that fucking that likes kinky sex and likes to fuck around a lot, but you fell in love with this guy, so you decided that, hey, I'm just not going to tell him about my past. I'm not going to tell him, that I've had gonorrhea 5 times or that I fucking had herpes